Okay, everyone, welcome to our yin yoga class. I'm excited for our class. I feel like this is kind of what we need to help us to release stress, release anxiety. So lots of decompression poses throughout our class. And I want you to, as we find that stillness, think about why yin is important for you. So our practice of yin, you can sit into easy pose here. I'm kind of out of easy pose. I'm going to bring one of my feet in towards my groin, and then the other foot I'm bringing it in front. And place your palms so that they're turned up towards the sky. You can create a mudra here, so bringing the thumb towards your middle finger. Now, seeing how this pose works for you as you close your eyes, turn inward. Now, for myself, I love practicing yin because it really does help to calm my mind, relax my physical body. So I can take a moment for myself. And now, that might be very important for you to be able to take a moment for yourself, to be able to come back into a calm state. That you can notice wonderful things about yourself. This practice, this style of practice, it's really nice for helping us to come back to feel calm when we're feeling overwhelmed or stressed. And we do hear a lot about mental health as we move through our life. So knowing that it is so important for us, knowing that we do need to take set time aside for ourselves. Now, coming out of easy pose, wiggle your fingers and then extend both of those legs in front. And then come back into easy pose, but crossing your legs the opposite way. So I'm just going to change how I had my feet. Now I'm going to bring my other foot in towards my groin and then the other way in front. And just be here. Now we enjoy this slow paced practice, and definitely it could be hard to hold some of the poses for longer periods of time. I know that for myself as I started the practice, what it felt like. Now, holding poses for longer periods of time, especially with a busy mind, I have to really focus on maybe my breath, maybe focus on using my breath to help my body to release, to let go, knowing that it's okay to be still. Now coming out of easy pose on our other side. Extend both of those legs straight. Maybe give them a little shake, shake, shake onto the ground. And turning over to all fours. Okay, into all fours and a wag of your tail. Sit back into the heels. Come forward. Sit back into the heels. Come forward. One more time, sit back into the heels. And then come to all fours. Set the shoulders back. Now into a little bit of a different pose here. We're taking the forearms down towards the ground. Let the forehead rest onto the backs of your hands. With this pose right here, your hips, pelvis is still over top of the knees. It's not as big of an opening as we come into puppy pose, melting heart. Let the forehead rest. Out. Lift nice and strong. Take the hands down towards the ground. Just nice, soft, gentle start to our practice. Step your left hand out towards the side, just a little bit out, not too much, just so it's not underneath of your shoulder. Inhale, sweep your right arm up, and then exhale, draw the arm down, draw the shoulder down, turn your head the opposite way. Now you notice this big opening, so you don't have to go down too much. Just where it's comfortable for you. Slowly making your way out. So we lift and turn our head and then come up, bring your arm in line with the shoulder and then down. Okay, take the left hand back underneath of your shoulder. Okay, into the other side for our shoulder. First, step your right hand out just a little bit further away from the body. And then inhale breath, take the left arm up. And then exhale, take the left arm down and turn your head the opposite way. Okay. Now, what is this side like compared to the other? You can take that right elbow down. You can also hold it up. Now, yin is a passive practice, but staying active in mind, staying active in noticing how our physical body is doing. So in mind. We notice our breath. Making our way out. Slowly making your way up and taking that arm in line with the shoulder and then place your hand back down. Okay, step your right hand in. Coming into melting heart, step forward with the right hand, left hand, forearms coming down. Now, this is a bigger opening. We had a smaller opening. Let the forehead rest, keeping those hips right above the knees. Back into those shoulders, we're opening. Now, I've definitely been focusing on opening through our shoulders a lot in the last month. Our shoulders, lots of times they're overused. I mean, we're constantly using them, so let's open them up. Give them mobility, give them strength. And coming out of our melting heart and then coming into Shavasana on the front of your body here. So we are prone and then letting the right cheek rest. So uncurl the toes and let the right cheek rest onto your mat. Bring your arms by the side of the body and here for a moment. Are we able to keep our heels pointing up towards the sky? Are we able to notice the rise and fall of our belly? Now remember, being that yin is a slower practice, I want you to turn and notice. So turn your mind and notice these different things about how you're feeling. To be able to take this opportunity to be calm, relaxed, coming back to that place. Coming out of Shavasana, we turn our head and lift our head, and then we take one arm and then the other arm forward. Into crocodile pose, let the forehead rest. In crocodile pose, I'd like you to bend your right knee and bring it up towards the right armpit. Continue to let the forehead rest in crocodile. Taking the right foot back down, leg straight, and then into the other side. We draw the left knee up towards the left armpit.
Continue to let to let the forehead rest and soften and breathe. Feeling how your belly again opens with the inhale breath and then the exhale breath, that release. Are you hanging on with your shoulders? Just let them soften. Use your exhale breath to help. Now coming out, taking that knee back down, both legs straight. Okay, now coming into Sphinx pose. Okay, maybe a little shift through the body here. And into Sphinx pose, forearms are down. Now we're kind of preparing always for the next pose by drawing now your upper body up, pubic bone is down. Imagine ice cubes underneath the belly button and you're gonna lift it up. Lift it up. Spread your fingers onto the ground, forearms down. Now, with our head, we're gonna release our neck muscles by letting our head hang. You may have to tell yourself to let go, so say let go. Out of Sphinx pose and making your way to child's pose. Tuck back into a counter pose and then into our child's pose. You may turn the knees out to the sides. You can have the knees forward, arms to be forward, or by the side of the body. What would you like to do? Having that forehead resting. Sometimes child's pose might not work for our knees. So of course you may come onto the side of the body. And roll over to your back too. coming out of child's pose. We slowly rise to all fours. Okay, and then in all fours, step forward with the right hand, step forward with the left hand into downward facing dog. Okay, downward facing dog. Here you may want to just do a little alternating of the knees, so just knee bends. Okay. Now bend through the knees again, and then just bring your knees down to about an inch above the mat. And then just hold nice and strong, and then release the knees down. Okay, roll over to the side of the body. If you have any props ready to go, like pillows or your bolster, you can just have them handy just right by the side of the body. Now, bringing your left leg forward and then the right leg forward. Before we use our props, so it's going to be a pillow, you can bring it onto the left side here. So you may want to have that if you're going to do a bend. So into deer pose, again, we have our pelvic tilt. And then rotate, turn your body towards the left side. Now you could be upright here, or if you wanted to, you could do that fold over to the side and then let your body rest. You could have one pillow, you could have two pillows, whatever you're going to need. Just let your body to help it soften, to release. And breathe. Now slowly again, we rise. And with that rise, start to open up our physical body. Now to the other side. Okay, into the other side, you can have your cushion. And right leg forward, left leg behind, and now we have our pelvic tilt. And twisting, turning, let your body rest, coming over. If you choose to do so, remember you can be upright. Coming out of deer pose and out the twist. And taking those legs forward. Okay, have that prop still onto the right side here. Now the next pose is swan pose. It may not work for your knees, so I'm just going to show you figure four. We've actually all done this pose before, so it may work better for you instead of swan pose. So figure four, pressing your right ankle over top of the knee, left knee, and then wrapping your hands around if you wanted to do that. Then we bring that foot off the floor. Okay, or swan pose. Here we go. Okay, having that again, the pillow on the right side, back to all fours. Step forward with the right hand, left hand into downward facing dog, coming back to it. Three-legged dog, right leg lifts, bend through the knee. Now we bring the knee forward and turn it out to the right wrist. Okay. So this is what we look like. We put our pillow underneath of the right hip. Okay, good. Nice contrast in color here, so you can just see where I'm at. Now, I have my left toes down towards the ground. You can too. It helps to square the hips. Shall we add that forward fold? We let the forehead rest, bringing your forehead onto your arms, wherever it's comfortable here. Now, if you find that your hips are square, uncurl the toes, just try it out, and you're going to be able to sink the hips a little bit deeper in towards the ground. We're holding swan pose for over a minute, so I want you to settle your body into it. Use your breath. Here we go. Settled in swan or figure four. Yes, making a way out. So that slow rise again. And if you are in swan, we slowly come back and we take our body back to downward facing dog. Back to all fours. And then we move our pillow over to the other side. If you're in figure 4, you've made your way out, and then you can make your way back into figure 4 so that your left ankle's crossing over the right knee now. Okay, swan on the other side. We have our prop ready to go here for support. Sit forward with one hand, the other hand into downward facing dog. 3-legged dog, left leg lifts. Bend through the knee, and now bring the knee forward and turn it out to the left. Bring your pillow underneath of the left hip. Okay, right toes are down right now. Checking in with the left knee. If this doesn't work for you, of course, that right option is lying down on your back and being able to come into figure 4. Okay. You may want to add that forward fold. So come into sleeping swan. How about if we rest our forehead? I can have my elbows down and let my forehead rest into the palms of my hands. Coming down however you like. And then curl the toes, the left toes, and let the hips sink a little bit deeper. Or figure 4. Lifting up and making your way back to downward facing dog. And then coming down to all fours. If you're coming out of figure 4, stay on your back and we will join you. So coming over to the side of the body and roll over to your back. Okay. One knee, then the other knee in towards the chest. Soften. Turn your knees out a little bit towards the armpits, so just take them over to the side here. Now take the legs up, her legs up the wall. I'm not going to forget about our ankles. We're going to point and flex our feet. Bend through the knees. And then take one foot, other foot down towards the ground. Okay. Place both hands onto your belly. Close your eyes. And now, feeling the rise and fall, you can take your hands so that you are fanning your fingers onto your belly. With an inhale breath, feeling the rise. Exhale breath, feeling the fall. Feel how your upper body softens. Inhale, opening. And exhale, feeling the release. And take the right knee and left knee and back into the chest, bringing the legs up, straight legs. Open up the legs into a V. And now bringing the legs back together, we cross the right leg over top of the left leg. And take the feet down. You can hold on to the knees. You can hold on to the ankles. And now we have a version here of, you probably heard it as maybe eagle, or this would be shoelace. If we were seated and stacking the knees on top of each other. Yes, it's nice to do this on our back. How about if we close our eyes and breathe? With our inhale breath coming out of shoelace and bring those legs back into our V. And now we close the legs and rocking the left leg over top of the right leg. Okay, back into shoelace here. You can hold on to the knees or ankles. Just finding what's going to work for you. The goal is to have our knees stacked over top of each other. Notice your hips. I never said for the other side, but yes, opening up through. Now into the left side of the hip. Last time it was the right side of the hip. Coming out a shoelace. Back into our V. Okay. And then back to the center with our legs. Take one foot and the other foot down towards the ground. Okay. Checking to see how your pelvis is doing. Stepping your feet out wider than the hips for windshield wiper knees. You can take your arms in line with the shoulders. And we turn our knees one way as we turn our head the other way. Just getting a little movement going here. One more time on each side. And back to the center that we find ourselves. Okay, step your feet back in towards the center. Now we're all in we're gonna roll over to fetal, taking the right arm overhead and roll over to your right side to fetal. Coming up. Beautiful. Okay, now if you have a pillow or you have a block handy, we're going to get it. And we're gonna take it down towards the ground with us here. So I'm not gonna have my block on the highest level here, highest height, I should say. I'm gonna have it on the middle height. And what is that? It's less than the height is less than a hand. Okay. Coming back down so that our knees are pointing up towards the sky, we have our supported shoulder bridge. So again, you can use a pillow. Never looking around when you do a bridge. We continue to look upright as we place our prop underneath of our sacrum. So that my pelvis is going to be supported, that I'm able to just release into my pelvis, into my back. I'm gonna just encourage my pelvis to open. I can turn my palms up towards the sky or my hands or palms down, just finding which way you would like to do this, but feeling supported. And we breathe. Now, coming out of the bridge, and remove your prop and then draw your hips back down towards the ground. Okay. Take the right knee into the chest, extend your left leg straight on the floor. Bring your right leg up, point and flex. Maybe that 2 more times, point and flex, the foot flex. Push your heel up, draw the leg in towards the body. Now, into our hamstrings, we elongate, thinking of how your hamstrings lifting out of the hip socket. Continue to be present. Continue to be active. But yet passive. The yin and the yang here. So yin, we let go. Coming out by bending into the right knee. And just keep that knee in towards the chest. And then slide the left heel back and then take the knee into the chest. Okay, we have a switch here. The right foot comes down, the left knee in towards the chest. Extend your right leg onto the ground, nice and straight. Bring your left leg up. Now you can have a slight bend to that knee as we do the point and flex. Point and flex. One more time. And push your heel up and elongate through the leg. Straight leg to the best of your ability. You can hold on to the back of your leg. You could use your strap, wrapping it around the foot, and then we're holding that strap there too. Shall we close our eyes and breathe? Making our way out. Oh, bending the knee. Bend the right knee, I should say, and take it into the chest. Here we are into cradle pose. And we have a short little pose here, mobility. We take our legs up and over to the right side. Take your arms in line with the shoulders. Turn the opposite way. Okay, coming back to that big opening into our shoulder again. To the left side. If we're not holding this pose as long, I'd like you to turn your head back to the center. We bring our legs back up to the center and then up and over to the other side. Arms once again back in line with the shoulders. See if that works for you again, and turn your head the opposite way, the knees. And coming back to the center. And legs coming back to the center. I know this is always such a nice pose to come into, but I guess it's Shavasana next. So I know that we are ready. We are ready for Shavasana. Oh. So Shavasana. We can lie on our back, of course, knees bent or legs straight, and then taking your legs wider. And turn your hands, palms up towards the sky. And now the further away your arms are away from the body, the more vulnerable you might feel. And that's okay. touch, we notice in Shavasana, maybe how we're feeling. Are we able to let our thoughts pass one by one? Finding that pose you would like to do yourself right now. Finding stillness. Natural breath. The softness we feel. I will call you back when it is time.
Slowly starting to come back. Knowing that you've taken time for yourself to decompress. If you are lying on the ground, you may do a little shift through the body. This also works if you're seated. Wiggling your fingers or toes may help to start to come back. Oh, what about noticing our breath? Take a breath in and out. Maybe a sigh. Now again, if you're lying on your back, you bend one knee and then the other knee, and right arm coming overhead, rolling over to your right side to fetal. And then making your way up to a comfortable position for yourself, placing your hands to your heart center. Thank you for joining me and sharing your practice. Knowing that as we move through our life, taking these opportunities to feel happy, to be mindful, so important, as we know the benefits that we're going to be able to receive. So that nice clarity, that balance that we feel right now, so precious. Namaste.